Hi, Matt from Cambridge Longbows here. I've been asked to do a little video on wood selection. So if you're making laminated bows, it's much simpler. So you're looking for as straight a grain as possible. When we're laminating, we tend to use end grain on, especially for the back of the bow. So I'll show you some bad examples and then ideally what you're looking for. Okay. So this is terrible. That's really bad news. If you make a bow out of that, it's going to blow. That's bad. Likewise with this one, where is it? Here it is. You know, there's lots of runoff. It's not, you know, it's just don't bother. It's just not going to make a bow out of that. What you're looking for is something like this, where the grain, if you can get grain as tight as that, that's lovely. The growth ring's really tight. It is completely straight, the full length of the stave. So that is perfect for backing bows. Now we always use, well, I always use end grain on. If you turn it sideways on, you look at that, that's pretty horrific. Again, if you were using that as your back, that would be awful. But end grain on, sideways, that's the perfect belly. Not belly, back for a bow. Okay. If, however, you're making a self bow, you have to chase the bow grain, the wood grain, down to a single growth ring. So we've got this one here where if you're looking at end on, that's pretty nasty. If I turn it sideways on, you can see how the potential of this piece though. This is for Derek. I've set it aside. So you've got the hickory, heartwood and sapwood running all the way down there. So you're going to have to trim away the wood down to a single growth ring. So down here somewhere. And then you have to do that all the way along. It's a huge amount of work. You know, self bows cost a lot of money because it reflects the amount of time and effort it takes to make them. But there's probably about 2 bows worth in here. But I'm not very patient, so I'm giving this to Derek because I think he can do it better justice than I can. With the back lamination, it's got to be good. You know, the growth rings need to be tight. You can have a little bit of runoff where the grains are coming across a little bit, where it's not running completely straight, and that's okay, especially with hickory, because you can get away with more than you can with other timbers, which is why we use hickory for backing the bows, or bamboo, which is very good. With the core lamination, you can get away with a lot worse grain alignment. You still want it to be fairly straight, but I mean, you might get away with something like this. I wouldn't be tempted to, but you can get away with more. And then again with the belly, it needs to be fairly straight again. But the back of the bow, this is perfect, absolutely perfect, all the way down. Lovely. Okay, so I hope that helps.